Today I want to talk to you about 6 mistakes women make in relationships. Women often play certain roles in relationships, afraid to be themselves, afraid to choose what they like, afraid to be who they really are. For some reason they start playing a role in order to earn love, to be somehow better than they really are. But in the end, it often turns out the opposite. What kind of women do men love? They love passionate, interesting, curious women who live their own lives, blossom, and radiate their wonderful energy. All around them, women who sacrifice themselves, women who are used to suffering, playing some incomprehensible roles, usually. Happiness passes them by. So today we will talk about those roles that you should not play in your life, focusing your life more on your own feelings rather than what you would like to feel in the man next to you. And the first is the rescuer. The rescuer is the woman who is ready to lay down her life, sacrifice herself, but so that the man is happy, so that he achieves something. That is, she is ready to give up her personal life in terms of some kind of development, moving forward her own interests, but only so that her man is happy. And she says phrases like, I was ready to sacrifice my career, myself, my years, my best years, just so that everything would work out for you. And the second phrase is, I was not in love with him. Often when relationships end, especially when a woman takes on such a role, she says, I was not in love with him, but with the image she wanted to mold a man out of this. That is, she initially wanted to change the man so that he would become the one she wanted him to be. And as a result, in these relationships, she becomes the aggressor. But relationships where one person pressures the other, relationships where there is some kind of pressure, when they try to break you, to change you, a man feels this very strongly. Nothing good will come of this because it's not you, and it's not the man building the relationship. So what should you do? Your energy should be directed towards your goals, your desires, your interests, towards what you want in this life for yourself. Then a man very easily picks up on these internal vibes of yours and adapts. He starts to also develop, move forward, but when you try to change something in a person to break him and remake him, he resists with all his being. And he realizes that you are not the woman with whom he feels the way he would like to feel next to a woman. Next, ask yourself the question, what am I giving up by trying to save a man? Just think about what you are losing, what you are depriving yourself of in order to mold something out of this man, to remake him, to save him. What are you giving up next? And a man must take responsibility for himself. There are moments where a woman can only ask a man if he needs any help. That is, a man should feel that he solves problems in his own life by himself. He should know that you are there, that you love him. You are that reliable support that is simply there, so that, for example, when he is solving some difficult tasks, he comes home and recovers, meaning at home there is coziness, comfort. But no one encroaches on his territory. No one teaches him how to live. No one criticizes him. Nobody forces him on how and what needs to be done. He makes decisions in his life as a man by himself, and it is precisely then that a man grows and develops. A wise woman is one who loves her man and accepts his decisions, even if at some point she disagrees with those decisions. Next, mom. Well, that word says it all. Mom knows what's best for her man, meaning a woman who plays the role of a mom. Why does this often happen with women? All of us girls were taught from childhood that we need to care. We need to show attention, tenderness, love, and so on. And often for a girl, this becomes exaggerated, meaning she starts caring for her man like a mom. But none of us, neither man nor woman, needs it. A second mom. A mom is someone who helps you get on your feet, and from there, a person should move and develop on their own. But if a woman starts being a mom to her man, she knows what's best for him. She reminds him to wear a hat, scarf, and jacket so he doesn't catch a cold, to make sure he makes an appointment with the dentist or anything else, meaning she takes care of everything. She's a mom everywhere. Be prepared for your man to start getting annoyed with you at some point. Just like with his mom, he will want to separate, to break away from his mom, because a man wants to feel like a man, a complete man, next to a woman. Because when there's a real woman next to him, interesting, fulfilled, developing, and energizing him, he's ready for great deeds. That means he's fully equipped, he's strong, he's energized, he moves forward, achieves, and his self-confidence grows. And he loves the woman who gives him the opportunity to be a real man. But what does the mother do? The mother shows the man that he is incapable of making decisions, that he makes mistakes. She points out these mistakes, teaches him. And what happens at that moment? The man loses that is, his self-esteem drops. He starts to doubt his abilities. At some point, the man rebels against this guardianship. He becomes irritated. The man is dissatisfied with himself. This happens again due to the guardianship. He doesn't believe in himself, doesn't trust his abilities. At the moment when the man becomes increasingly dissatisfied with himself, he starts losing feelings for you, meaning he begins to love you less because he feels that all of this is happening because of you. That is, he feels worthless. He thinks so, and naturally, he stops loving you in the man. You need to understand that if you recognize yourself in the role of a mother, you must realize that the man has his own responsibilities and that he must bear some responsibility. And even if you might be smarter and wiser and understand his life better and know what's best, but if you want to be happy together with your man, give him the opportunity to take responsibility for his actions. Give him the chance to make decisions. He needs to go through his own lessons in this life independently to feel like a man, to understand that I can do this, I can do that, I am strong. I can do something in this life. So when you allow a man to fulfill his responsibilities independently, to make his own decisions, a man, he is confident in himself and naturally his feelings for you ground. And also, if you, 3, see that even the decision made by the man, you in the role of a mother see that he is making a decision that could, well, possibly ruin everything. Give him the opportunity to make that decision and perhaps make his own mistakes, because we all often learn from our mistakes. No matter how much we are warned, protected, or given advice, a person learns from their own mistakes. By making a mistake, going through this life lesson, a man understands how it should have been done and how it shouldn't have been. Perhaps this lesson was given to him in life to make him stronger. So there you have it. By deciding for him, you deprive him of these necessary life lessons. Do not give in to the temptation to help a man. Let him go through some moments on his own. A girl, well, that's another extreme. That's, again, the chosen role of a woman for herself. Meaning it's often said that men love silly girls, and she has somehow ingrained this into her mind and decided to appear silly, pretending to be such a girl. So it's all an act. She understands what's being discussed, but she plays dumb. But for you to understand, anything insincere is quickly perceived and understood. And even if a man sees such an inexperienced girl, with his mind, he notices that she kind of can't handle it, with some difficulties. But here he feels that something is insincere and the relationship will not be the same that you would like to receive in this life. So if you behave pseudo-naively, deliberately, appear to be such a silly, inexperienced girl, so that the man supposedly feels stronger with you, and then you treat the man as if he were your father. That is, you act as if you are a girl and the man next to you is like a dad. So, such relationships won't work if it's all pretended. There are girls who are genuinely naive, and a man appears who accepts such a girl, meaning they are happy, he is truly very masculine, she is really a girly girl, and it's all genuine. Then, everything suits both of them, and everything can work out just fine. But if it's pseudo-pretended, if it's not genuine, then your relationship won't last long, because the man will sense this insincerity and won't understand why he doesn't trust you. Why? There's something complicated, not real about you. This is sensed very quickly. and the relationship will not develop the way you want. They will end very quickly. That's why, in relationships, it's necessary to be yourself, genuine, to open your heart, to open your soul. This is how you can meet your person. When you are genuine, the right person will come to you. Let's say your person, who are also genuine, meaning you won't deceive each other or pretend to be someone else. It will be easier for you to get to know each other in order to build real, happy relationships. Next, the victim. Well, this is a woman who sacrifices herself. She has this behavior pattern where she is ready to deprive herself of everything. She will want something, but will deprive herself. It's as if she punishes herself, as if she's not allowed anything. Everything is only for the man's benefit. Well, again, no one values victims. No one wants them. No man wants to see, next to him, some kind of victim. Who? Well, whom? When a person is in a victim state, they attract all the negativity, meaning this person often gets hit with it. They feel like saying something unpleasant, as if to wake the person up. That's how life is arranged. If you are in a victim state, you will increasingly affirm that you are a victim. So, either at some point you cut it off and realize, no, I don't want to be a victim. I want to live my happy life. I want to enjoy it. I no longer want people to walk all over me. To experience such feelings, I want to live this life. Or the person remains in this state, not realizing that they can change everything in their life themselves. So, when a woman sacrifices herself, she loves herself less and less. That is, her self-esteem decreases. When a woman loves herself a lot, when she pampers herself, that is, does nice things for herself, think about what you love very much. And what are you depriving yourself of? That is, if you are in a victim state, what are you depriving yourself of? Every time you deprive yourself of something, you increasingly become a victim. The man starts to love you less and less. The more you are in a victim state, the less love you receive. And conversely, the more you love yourself, show yourself love, respect, and take care of yourself, the man adjusts. He starts to see this love, and he wants to do the same for you, to take care of you, love you, and say nice things. Why are some women treated like queens, with every wish fulfilled, while others are humiliated, insulted, and beaten? Well, there are different situations. Women often put themselves in such situations, and a woman in a victim state is drained. Well, when can she feel fulfilled if she does everything reluctantly, not wanting to do it? She doesn't want to be a victim, but she understands that it's necessary. I'll sacrifice myself for the family, for my husband. I want to sing, but I won't sing because I have to. Take the kids to their activities, clean the floor for the 10th time, dust the furniture. And no man will appreciate that. But when a woman invests in herself, she is energized, she is interesting to be with. There's something to talk about, and even if there's some dust left somewhere, a man won't notice it. He'll carry you in his arms. But if you are empty inside, a man will feel it very much, and he will not want to. He won't want to fill you up. Moving on, slave. The main phrase of a slave. Well, let's say, she might not say it, but she feels it inside. You can treat me however you want. I will still love you. And a man, he senses this permissiveness. And there can be, well, let's say, frightening situations, complicated ones. And it's hard for a woman to endure what happens, but she loves like that. So once again, only the woman herself can pull herself out of the state of being a slave. A man, like children, tests the waters. At the very beginning of a relationship, he tests what he can and cannot do with you. That is, if a man sees that he can, he might push the boundaries. A harsh word, he can humiliate, insult, and when a man leaves. He humiliates, insults a woman. Even if she tries to ignore it, it settles inside. And at that moment, you lose respect for yourself. That is, the man behaves tactlessly towards you, and you lose your confidence. You find yourself becoming a victim again, and you feel unhappy. And then everything goes downhill. That is, the man often starts doing things to the woman that he himself wasn't prepared for. He often doesn't want to behave that way around a woman, but she signals that. It's okay. And she remains in this victim role. And so he starts to peck at her. She repeats this phrase again. No matter what you do, I will love you. I will suffer and love you despite everything. But in such relationships, neither the man nor the woman will be happy. And yes, in these relationships where you are a slave, you allow yourself to be loved less. The man might have carried you in his arms, but you allowed it yourself. You put yourself in the position of a slave, you. Well, let's say, set yourself on such a pedestal. You are not a queen, you are a slave, and you can be treated that way. But if you had placed yourself as a queen, then you would be treated completely differently. A man is a mirror. A man comes into a woman's life to reflect her inner state. Therefore, women who love themselves attract men into their lives, who love them very much. Women who are unhappy inside, feel bad, and lack confidence often attract into their lives a tyrant to show you how you treat yourself, and perhaps to take away this valuable lesson and realize that no, I don't want this anymore. I want something different. And lastly, there's Cinderella. Cinderella speaks about herself in such a self-deprecating tone, as if she doesn't deserve anything in this life. If she suddenly receives compliments, she says, oh no, 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 what are you talking about? No, that's not about me. Even though she wants to hear compliments, but somewhere in her subconscious is programmed that, what about her? She can't. She can't be better. She can't fully open up. She can't be herself. She needs to stay somewhere in the shadows. But she actually wants to be seen and heard. She wants to receive compliments, but this internal imbalance doesn't allow her to present herself. She's afraid of appearing overconfident, meaning she wants to be discovered and put on a pedestal. Like in the Cinderella fairy tale, Cinderella was cleaning floors and no one noticed her, and then the prince found her and put her on a pedestal. That's what she wants in life, but life isn't a fairy tale. That doesn't happen. A woman only gets what she shows, what she broadcasts. If a woman loves herself, respects herself, takes care of herself, and looks after herself, then she will receive those very compliments, attention, love, and care. If a woman, let me repeat, has given up on herself, then why should a man treat you any differently? That's all I have for this video. This was me, Elisa Vardomskaya. I hope for your likes and subscriptions. Write in the comments what you would like to discuss in my new videos. Don't forget to hit the bell, and goodbye to everyone.